Yo, what's going on, Myles?
Yo, Brian, happy Wednesday!
Wesday.
Where Two Eyes Wednesday?
More like where's Wesday?
Where's Wesday?
Dude,
Yeah,
how
where's
great would it be?
Wesday?
We need somebody who's a really good artist to make a Where's Waldo style book and call it Where's Wesday. And
Where's
it's just
Wesday?
Wes amongst a bunch of other VR gamers in
I
every
would
state.
love to see that.
I think it'd be
Um,
amazing.
do you know what Where's Waldo is called in the UK? And this is one of those things you can like. You're pulling my
I
leg.
already don't
No,
believe you. It doesn't matter what you say.
exactly. That's what I mean. The trust issues are kicking in already. We haven't even started, but legit, it's called something else in the UK.
Mm-hmm. What's it called?
Where's Wally?
Wally.
Wally, yeah, Wally. Now
Why-
you're already thinking, is this another one of Miles's nonsensical stories? It's legit. I remember when I first heard of Where's Waldo, I was like, "What? Wait, what? Waldo? Yeah, Where's Wally in the UK?
Did you pronounce it Waldo?
Isn't it Waldo? Waldo?
I mean, it's Waldo, but like
Waldo, yeah.
Waldo sounds like you've never heard the name before.
Waldo. I mean, yeah, because I was saying it was weird when I first heard it, so I was like, Waldo.
I have
Yeah,
three
so
friends
that's what
named
I thought.
Waldo. Like, don't is that not a common name in the UK?
I've never met anyone in the UK called Waldo. So yeah,
Okay.
it's not short for another name or anything. It's just that is the full name.
Waldorf.
Walderdorfus.
I don't know, man. I don't know anyone named Waldo. I don't name anyone named Wally. Shenanigans, man.
You know what?
Shenanigans.
Do you know what I love about these shows, Brian? Is anyone tuning in for the first time is always like, "This is not what I was expecting."
Right. There's not even video of them talking. What is it? Just
I know.
you stared at a thumbnail for 2 hours? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Well, then let's stop confusing them and get the show on the road. You ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. This is Where's Waldo, where we film every single Wesday, 2 p.m. No, 6 p.m. Eastern. What is 2 p.m.? I guess that was viewer takeover. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. Something infected my brain, and it's all over. It's all over. I've been eating deli meat, Myles. I'm done for. Done for. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR without Parole. And this gentleman over here to my, that is my right arm, if you can believe it. To my right, your right. It's Myles from youtube.com/Myles. What's going on, man? Dude, I missed your live stream. Your live stream that you did right before this. You talked about movies. What movies did you talk about?
So, it was a rush job because I left my work desk, which was here like 10 minutes before, and I thought I've got to talk about something. I've seen quite a few great movies this year, and there are quite a few movies I'm really looking forward to later in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And so on X, I put out there 2 of the ones I've seen already and I liked, and 2 that I'm looking forward to seeing. And then I was asking everyone, what do they make of 2024? What have they seen they like, and what are they looking forward to? Let us know in the chat right now. I'm going to give you my 4. 2 I've seen, 2 I'm yet to see.
Let me guess. You said Long Legs, right? Did you say Long Legs?
Long legs, yeah.
Okay. And was the other one Civil War? Because I know you.
It was Civil War.
Yeah?
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch. This means I just don't have to watch. I already know everything about you.
There you go. You already know. So those were 2. I mean, I'd seen Dune, Dune 2. The Dune movies are, I'm saying it like an American, we would say June, but Dune. The Dune movies are great cinema, and I'm glad I've watched them on the big screen, but I never feel like, oh, I can't wait to watch it again. It's kind of like a watch and done, appreciate it for what it is. But anyway, Civil War and Long Legs 2, I would say, like, critically acclaimed, but also split opinions. Some people just didn't like them, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2 that I'm looking forward to, Deadpool Wolverine, which comes out, literally it starts in an hour in the UK. There's a screening, but I'm going to be going tomorrow night.
I was going to say we can end the show a little early and get you out to the theater.
No, I need to go to bed after this. And then Alien Romulus.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so hyped for this movie, dude. It's so great. And I think we were talking about this in the Discord, in the GameCat Discord. Do join it in the link below if you haven't already. they recently released some like set photos.
Oh.
And I've never played Alien Isolation, and I remember I was asking, and it's been a long time since you've played it, so it's quite a specific thing to ask about. But they had a photo of this emergency like lever. It looked like a fire thing, and supposedly in Alien Isolation, it's what you do as the save or the checkpoint. Basically, in Alien Romulus, there's lots of references to other alien properties, and there are there's at least one nod to Alien Isolation in this movie. So, yeah, I'm super hyped for Alien Romulus. It seems to be going back to the roots of horror, not. I wonder how the universe started. You know.
Yeah.
And I liked Prometheus, to be honest, even though it had its issues. But yeah, this looks like it's going to be a really claustrophobic haunted house in space, which is what I think Ridley Scott defined the original Alien as. When he was trying to describe it to people, he's like, it's a haunted house movie in space, which is such a great way of putting it.
Were you the one that brought this up in Discord? Somebody brought it up, and I've sort of been mulling it over for the last couple of days, just sort of like, it's been on the back burner, back of my mind, like for a couple of days, saying like, can you make Alien scary again? Right, because we are already familiar with the facehuggers, we're already familiar with the xenomorphs, we're already familiar with the world. Is there a way to? Were you the one that brought this up? I don't want to take credit from who. So
no.
So whoever brought this up, please tell me in the chat, and I will believe you. But it's interesting thing to bring up, because you're like, oh, that was part of the thing in the original Alien was, as all the great monster movies have done, they prolong revealing the monster to the audience as long as possible, and it's just like little glimpses and more about sound effects and sound design, and so. But now that we are, I mean, I guess they made multiple scary Nightmare on Elm Streets and Halloween movies and all sorts of shit when we were familiar with the monster. But I think they have a bigger challenge ahead of them than the original creators did.
For sure. I mean, think of the original Jaws movie. It's the whole prolonged dread of what is it and not sure. And you're right, that's the thing when you start making
sure it's a shark, Myles.
Yeah,
yeah. Is it an alien? Is it an alien with a fin?
I was so shocked when it didn't come out with big black eyes on a flying saucer.
What could it be? Yeah. It's in the water and it's eating people.
It was such a twist, man, when it was a shark. With massive jaws. I was like, oh my God, that's what the movie's called. Oh, no, I understand.
It's on the movie poster. What could it be?
Yeah. There's a lot of psychological themes in the original Alien. The famous chest burster scene. The psychology behind that's really interesting. Supposedly, a big part of the fear factor is that the pregnancy is a scary concept, especially for men. And so the idea of this man having this thing inside him and breaking out, supposedly there's this like, it's not Freudian, but it's like this subconscious fear men have, the idea of what it must be like to like carry a life within you. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool psychological, like, I was going to say cliches, but back then it wasn't cliche. I mean, the original Alien, and before we actually get on to talking about VR, although we will be talking about some Alien when it comes to it, is the original Alien movie came out in 1979. I still can't believe the original Alien was 1979, and it still looks amazing.
Yeah, it's
still scary. It's a real credit to what they managed to do, and it goes to the fact of they used animatronics. They didn't use. I don't think they used any CGI. I'm tempted to say, or anything artificial. On the film afterwards. They
CGI
wouldn't have had it.
Didn't exist until what, 90s?
Yeah, but I don't think there was like really any major camera tricks. It was all stuff that was sort of, I'm going to say, done natively. Poor cinematic terms that you'd get a smack from Ridley Scott if you ever said stuff like that. Like, what are you talking about? But one of my all-time favorite horrors is The Thing, which was mostly using prosthetics, and incredible. And for the new Alien Romulus movie, they're going to be predominantly, they are going to be using some CGI, but predominantly like all the face huggers and stuff like that is all animatronics. So that's pretty exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I want them to bring the series back to its roots. I went and watched all of the Alien movies last year, realizing that I hadn't seen them all. The only one I had clear memories of was the original, so I rewatched that, really thoroughly enjoyed it again, and then realized while watching Aliens that I absolutely had seen that probably more than once, and then just in complete shock when I hit Alien 3 and was like, wow. Like in the 90s, like I wasn't old enough to watch it. My parents were very strict about this kind of stuff. And so I had read the comic books. I remember my friends like being really obsessed with it and playing the video games and all that. And so I just assumed that like it was this big budget, awesome horror alien movie and it must be good. And then when I got to it, it wasn't, right? And like in Alien Resurrection was like really bad, right? So I was just kind of shocked that these movies that I thought were really held in really high regard were surprisingly not as good as I expected them to be. But
was Alien Resurrection the film where Sigourney Weaver throws the basketball and scores behind her? Is it the famous scene?
Dude, the problem with watching them all in the same span of time, right? The same week means that they all kind of blend together for me. Resurrection was the one where it was like the weird alien human hybrid, and I was like, this is not. This doesn't need to exist.
It was Alien Resurrection where Ellen Ripley throws it, and it's actually a real shock on the face of some of the talent when she nails it. All I'm saying is when Alien Rogue Incursion comes out on PSVR2 later this year, I hope there's a basketball mini game. It seems only fair.
Jacob Zenner says, Brian has my dad's beard style. Bro, that's not all I have of your dad's.
Whoa.
If I give you his boxers, would you get him back to him for me? Dead Ringer, the Game Cat with the level 1 membership says, glad to be here live tonight. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that Myles showed up because no one else did. I don't know if AJ still exists. Oh, Tornado showed up. Hey, bud. Hey, you showed up. That's all that matters.
Smash the like button, everyone, if you haven't already. It helps us out. Thank you very, very, very much.
Hell yeah. Everyone's been so busy. Wes has been Wes volunteered to be here for an extra show last week, and AJ's been crazy busy. You've been crazy busy. So Myles, thank you so much for showing up today. Yeah. I did some kind of last minute poking and prodding on Twitter and DMing people, being like, "Hey, anyone who play Into the Radius want to join us today?"
Right,
but it's all good.
Can I actually?
Yeah.
Can I just finally say quickly, I've had GameCats. I think we talked about this last week. I'm just having such deja vu about Myles. Are you going to be doing some PSVR2 Let's Plays? And it was all kicking off this week. I've got a lot of the thumbnails done and ready to go. Tomorrow should be me returning back to form. I'm going to be doing Windlands 2, which I'm going to be looking forward to experiencing for the first time. So that'll be happening tomorrow. And then at the weekend, I'm going to be getting my BHaptic vest on and doing a live stream. Probably in one live stream, trying out all the different games. Just to say, sorry guys, I've been not doing PSVR2 coverage for quite a few weeks, but it has just been so hectic, and I'm finally finding my feet again. And I honestly can't wait to get back into it. But this week, Brian, you've had it actually on screen. Yeah. I think some of it. Gran Turismo 7, man. Gran Turismo 7. Because I've been on Discord. I get about half an hour a night before going to bed, and I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 in VR, and I'm just in love with that game more than I've ever been. Just because I'm getting into that rhythm of playing daily, collecting cars, customizing them, and that is a game that as you get better at it and understand the road and getting those corners right, it just becomes increasingly satisfying. And all the different maps they've added, I think there's a new update coming out this week. But yeah, Gran Turismo, man, absolute joy.
You mentioned BHaptics Vest. Have you been playing this with the BHaptics Vest on in the audio mode?
No, so for doing that, you need to use like a connector. I was actually asking AJ about it, and I was like, I don't have time to do this. But what did he say? You have to use a Y-splitter adapter.
Okay.
Plug that into the headset. Then one goes into the vest, one to the headphones. So you don't do it through the app. So that kind of does make sense. So yeah, maybe it's not suit, but I would love to try GT7 with that BHaptic stuff. But yeah, the ones I'll be doing this weekend will be Breachers, Hellsweeper VR, Legendary Tales, and what is the mech game called?
Big Shots.
Big Shots, thank you. But now we've also got another one we can... am I jumping ahead? Because I know we've got it on the Runner Show.
Whatever. Dude,
let's talk about...
This is going to be a slightly shorter show than usual. And so, yeah, dude, if you want to bounce around, we can just knock out these topics as they sort of come up naturally. By all means, I just want to preface it by saying, now let's ride with the game feline with the $5 tips. Is happy to be here on 2 Wise Wednesday. Oh, and spelled Wednesday with 2 Y's. I love it. Thank you, Nihilist Ryan. And we
thank you.
Joey Cats 33. Joey Cats. What are they feeding you? I didn't know where I was going with that. With the
nice. It was a really nice song. I liked it.
I mean, it ended up, not. Yeah, I thought I was going to come up with a sweet little song, and then it ended up being a Friends reference. Friends, one of those shows that you're like, I've never chosen to watch Friends, but every time it's on, I'm like, I've seen this episode. How is this possible? He says, any BHaptics suit giveaways coming up? Not that I'm aware of. Here's something a little be inside baseball, I guess. Yeah, get real close, Myles. We'll snuggle up for this. Giveaways are terrible for channels. Like, they bring in the worst people, and then they don't stick around and actually engage with anything, right? As they show up, they win something, and then they're like, I'm fucking out of here. And so, like, it's really good for the short term. Like, you see a spike in subscribers, and then they all, over the course of, like, after the giveaway's over, they all just drop off. So giveaways, it's not something I tend to be super interested in, unless it's like something we do on Discord, and just cross your fingers that it goes to somebody who's been around for a long time. But yeah, I don't know. It's always a lot of work, especially when it's something like a BHaptic suit that costs like, $50 just to mail to somebody.
Right.
Yeah. We're not a big giveaway channel. I love digital giveaways because those are easy to give away.
Yeah, quick and especially if you like talking about a game that you can jump into straight away.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think about as a kid having to, I want to get a new game. I'd go to Toys R Us and then go down and find the card, and then you have to go to a pickup booth to get the cartridge. Get home, then you can play it. The idea that now on the PlayStation app on your phone, I did it where I was like out with friends and we were having dinner, and I was like, oh yeah, there's that game. I want to play it when I get home. Buy it on my phone, click download, and it was ready to play on. It's just things like that we just often take for granted. It's such an amazing age, but at the same time, it does mean we get inundated with so much content. We often buy stuff that we don't even have time to play. We're always looking for the next thing.
So you want to talk about the BHaptics
Cactus
story?
Cowboy? Yeah, Cactus Cowboy was speculating, going, would anyone like BHaptics support? And they did it for both their games.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to playing it because Cactus Cowboy, especially Desert Warfare, was the second one, I think, if I got the name right.
Yeah. So the first one was Plants at War. What is it?
Plants at War, yeah. Which it was a very difficult game. I didn't get all the way through it. Yeah, the first one.
Right.
But Cactus Cowboy Desert Warfare. I mean, what I like about the first one being free is I always feel we should support indie developers. But for me, I just tell people, don't take my word on whether it's good or not. Get Cactus Cowboy Plants at War. It's free. And if you think you like it, or if you like it quite a bit, Desert Warfare is a much better polished game. And like for simple art style, it's buttery smooth. Like I just remember looking at the skins on the weapons and just how crisp it looks. It's a really well optimized game, and the fact they've added BHaptics, their promo says "feel the pricks," which is pretty bold.
Okay. Yeah, I always giggle when Cactus Cowboy comes up because it's like it's Cactus Cowboy, but it's crazy. Like again, how polished the free one is for a free game, and you get these full-fledged campaigns, and on top of it, like we were saying, there's only 4 games. You just rattled them off. There's only 4 games with native BHaptic support, and then the Cactus Cowboy guy goes in and gives native support for both of his games, including the free one, which is crazy. You would think, hey, check out my free game, and then if you want the full BHaptic support and the full-fledged everything, like something that looks even better than this, then get. But no, he just included it in the free one too. So hats off to Cactus Cowboy guy. I feel like at this point we should know his name. and stop
Cactus,
calling him
Cactus
Cowboy.
No, it's Mr. Cactus Cowboy guy. The tweet says BHaptics update for PSVR2 and Quest are available for both Cactus Cowboy games now. As a VR community effort, I also added BHaptics to the freeware Cactus Cowboy Plants at War, so everyone who got himself a haptic vest has a free full game that works with your gear. I stopped the production of the next game for this. Maybe some of you nice VR creators want to try Desert Warfare with haptics over the weekend.
Amazing.
Create a press kits available upon request. I mean, just awesome. Just awesome.
Ace Gamer, the game cat. Sorry, with the $13.37 says, for anyone curious about BHaptics PSVR2 compatibility, come join our Discord. I'm happy to answer any questions about my experience thus far in our accessories channel. Some of the cats have been jumping on it. Ace Gamer is one of the most knowledgeable in our community about this. Him and AJ probably neck and neck. Come join the Discord. Click the link in the description below. Go to the accessories channel, and Ace Gamer will be happy to help you out. Thank you so much, Ace.
Come on over.
Yeah. We got Atomic Teapot, the game cat with the Australian $2 tip says, I'd love BHaptics, but sadly I'm a fat bastard. Yo. So this is the first thing I said to AJ. I was like, dude, I've gained so much weight in the last couple of years. The last thing I want to do is try to fit something around me, right? That's like, it's just going to be tight on me or something while I'm trying to enjoy a game. Like, this is just going to ruin my whole experience. And he was adamant that it's totally fine. So I've promised everybody I'm going to that I'm going to do a review, which is going to be kind of part of an accessory video, and so I'll definitely let you know about that aspect of it. Atomic Teapot. Hold on, I'm going full screen with you. What are we looking at here?
This is what comes. I think you got this as well with
it. How could I tell? It's still in a fucking cardboard box.
Attack Tozy.
Yeah.
Attack Tozy, is that what it? But yeah, this is what you basically put on your arms, so that you get one for each arm, and it all just attaches to your phone app. So you just put it on your arm. Got fat arms, but you and it just means when you're shooting the weapon, you can feel the recoil. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
it feels great. It works really well in breaches. Really cool.
This seems worth it to you because these are an extra $200 or something on top of the $500.
I don't know if it's that much. In terms of would I recommend this as well, I think you got to dive in with the BHaptic vest if you're going to spend, and then if you really want the immersion, because I think they have other BHaptic. They have a face one.
What?
That's what you want. I don't know. No, I'm making that up. That'd be really, really cool.
You know which one I want, Myles. You know which one I want. That's right.
The one for the feet. The Tactozy for feet. Yeah, they have them for feet. They have the gloves.
Yeah.
I love Cactus Cowboy is on their website now because it's at the front because it's the latest game. They've nailed it. They let the other games come out with launch and then they follow up. Genius marketing. Marketing. Cactus Cowboy. Well done.
Don't worry about Hellsweeper. Don't worry about big shots. Okay. Jacob Zenner with the $5 tip says, is it possible that in the future the plus 500 or 500 plus meta Quest games could come to PSVR 2? I mean, that's sort of what's been happening. So yeah, of course. The only ones I wouldn't expect are from Oculus Studios, but then again, I think Oculus Studios was involved in Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. They were involved in what was the other Star Wars, Vader Immortal, and so anything is possible. Anything is possible, and especially since considering the what we assume are the relatively low sales of PSVR 2, it's not like Meta's looking at PSVR 2 at this point and saying, oh, like major worries here, major competitor. Although I guess Quest 3 hasn't been selling quite as good as Quest 2, so maybe there's still a concern there. But
you're right, we might get GTA San Andreas. Yeah, that might come to PSVR 2.
Yeah, it might even come to Quest.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, anything's possible, man. That's the hope. I mean, the hope. It's so funny because there's no winning, right? We're like, oh my God, we're getting these games that are so fucking good and like, have been reviewed so well. And people are like, oh, the game's like 2 years old. The game's like 3 years old. Meanwhile, people are like, where's Half-Life Alyx? I'm like, that game's fucking old too.
Yes.
Right? It's like, there's no winning, Myles. We're getting all these awesome games and people are still, trying to poke holes in it. It's like straw man.
Winning's boring.
Straw man the catalog to death.
Who wants to win?
And
who wants to be satisfied or happy? That's boring.
Exactly.
Boring.
But yeah, dude. So listen, we don't need to spend much time talking about Windlands. My review's out. Everybody's review's out. Wow, dude. Like SciTech Games was just tweeting about everybody's reviews today, and like I was I was behind the eight ball. I woke up late and had a couple more hours to finish up my review. It was nice though that they didn't actually patch in the headset haptics where like when you're going at full speed, grappling from one place to place, there's this subtle headset haptic stuff that was going on. And, while we were playing, I was like, guys, does anybody feel anything in the headset? And everybody's like, no. When you fall from like a high distance, you'll feel like a thunk when you land, but that's it. But so they it took till today for them to patch in the headset haptics for when you're going full speed to simulate the wind. And so I was actually glad my review was running a little bit late because I wanted to include that. And it's okay. It's all right. Like it's not game changing. It's not as cool as I thought it would be. I almost wish there was like a slider. Be like, can I see what this would be like at a higher intensity? Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And remind me, did I already ask you this on this show? Did you play Windlands 2 on PSVR 1?
No, so tomorrow's going to be my first experience of the game in its entirety. So it'll be interesting to have a completely new gaming experience with it.
What time are you doing that?
It'll probably be 9 p.m. my time, which will be actually it might be a bit earlier, 8 p.m., which will be 3 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Because dude, that game is it's so much more fun in multiplayer. Right, to swing around with other people, as you can play 4-player co-op for the entire campaign, and it's just so much more fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The main campaign. Okay, that's awesome.
So honestly, man, like if you got a few people that you can get together and play with, I can probably stop in for an hour if you're interested.
Yeah. I'll probably do about an hour and 90 minutes of it because then I've got to go see Deadpool Wolverine. So yeah. So I'll let you know. Join me and then get a couple of other people. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, guys, make sure you go subscribe to Myles' channel at youtube.com/Myles. Greatest URL of all time, but also the link's in the description. And he'll be playing Windlands 2 tomorrow. And I'm super excited for you, man, because it was only a couple years ago that I got to play it for the first time, and at that point it was already a couple years old on PC. And so so it wasn't like, oh my God, this is such a new experience for me. Like I played it not that long ago. So I'm going to be very interested to hear what you think about it and how you feel about all the grappling and everything.
Amazing. Yeah. Super hyped.
Okay. All right, let's check the chat here. We got H2 with the $10 tip says, if y'all know anything, hold on a second. What the hell does it say? if y'all know anything about the OWO haptic suit, can y'all talk and it, because I have it, but doesn't have a lot of PS5 games for it. I've never heard of this haptic suit. The OWO. So, yeah, I'll look it up, man, and see what I can find out about it. But I will tell you that BHaptics is starting off slow, and so like a competitor, I'd be very curious to know like how.
Yeah, the OWO suit looks more like actually like this material. It looks like that I'm wearing here, so kind of the breathable. It's like a tight shirt. Whereas the BHaptics suit, you feel like you're wearing armor. So interesting.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I wish I had more information about it. You said you have it, but it doesn't. It doesn't support a lot of PS5 games. So yeah, I think all haptics vests are going to be in the same boat. It's so expensive, and it's like just kind of like this. The engagement isn't going to be super high with it at first, and then it's going to take a while to convince all the developers to support it, and it's like it's an uphill battle. I'm sure even for BHaptics, who has like a really big name in the industry at this point, or at least that part of the industry. The Game Cat Andrew Ehrenreich with the $5 tip says, oh, by the way, shout out to Andrew Ehrenreich, who just hit 200 followers on Twitter. I wish I had. You ever seen iCarly? Sam has the button for the applause. I feel like I need.
There's an applause button here, and I'm not going to use it.
Don't you start. I'm going to revoke your privileges to the soundboard. Andrew Ehrenreich says, Happy Wednesday, Brian and Myles. 15 days till the PSVR PC 2. The PSVR2. The adapter thingy comes out. Can't wait. Think UEVR will work at launch. Unreal Engine.
Do you know what surprised me about this news was I felt like, I thought it was already out. Like when that announcement was made, I thought it was like literally out a week or two later. I totally forgot that it wasn't going to come out for... But I think what it was, when they announced it, there were firmware setting changes that allowed other people to hack it, I think. So progress was made by people that were toying around with their PCs and the PSVR2 headset, I think. But yeah, this is cool. I'm going to be really interested to see how people get on with it, even though it has a lot of the features removed. And I don't mean that in a flippant way of like, oh, and therefore it's going to be terrible. Like, I'm sure it's going to still be an absolutely awesome headset. I'm just going to curious to know how it is.
Sirens on my end. Yeah, I can wait. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm very curious to know, like. Okay, so his question. Let's take this one piece at a time. He said, "Do you think Unreal Engine UEVR will work at launch?" That's more about.
If not,
that's more about your PC, right? Like, this is the wrong place for PCVR conversations, right? Wes always answers my questions about that. I am not your guy, right? Like people are like, oh, this is great. Now you're going to start covering PC games on Without Parole. It's like, no, I'm not, because like I don't want that. We've got so many fucking games coming out for the rest of the year on PSVR2. I don't even know how other VR channels do this, right? How they manage to cover not just PSVR2, but also Quest, but also PCVR. It's just a lot, right? That's why I really like what we do over here, right? It's very specialized, and it's like we tackle one corner of a niche market, but we cover it extensively, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very seldom you're not going to find at least a GamesCast or a Let's Play or a Brian Bite or a review or a breaking news video of the thing you're curious about or interested in, right? And so that's what I really like about this. And expanding to PC VR means I'm just going to like, it's just not happening, right? I won't be able to continue to do that. I'll have to cover a bunch of stuff that like I think our core audience doesn't care about, and that other people on YouTube are already taken care of, right? Like I know when to stay in my lane, and this is exactly the point where I prove that I know what my lane is, right? My beat is PSVR 1 and 2, and this is where I should stay. I get it.
Amen.
Yeah.
My uneducated answer to it would be, if there is any reason why it wouldn't work at launch, it will be fixed within a matter of like hours or days. Like the community out there's going to be someone that's going to be working on it. So yeah, dude. But so I mean, dude, we've already gotten a stellar library. Like, you know, we're rapidly taking over the PSVR 1 library, which I think most people agree is the greatest VR library out there. There's so many games that people are still desperate to get on PSVR 2 from PSVR 1. And so we've already got this amazing library. It's going to, I think personally, within a year and a half will overtake the PSVR 1's library, like the lifetime library. And as more games come from PSVR 1, as we keep getting games like Behemoth, games like Arcanage, you know, Phasmophobia, things that you're not even seeing on Quest. It's just going to be an awesome VR library. So sorry, Andrew, like that. I used your tip as a jumping off point for my rant. Dead Ringer, the Game Cat with a $2 tip, says Jacob trolling saying the PSVR 2 has no games blocked. Okay, well, if I'm not paying as close attention to the chat, I hope that
I hope that moderators are keeping an eye on shit.
I mean, does it have any games? It has. Let me think. Ooh.
It's got a few. It's got a few. I'm only reviewing 2.
Windlands 2. So that's one. We got Windlands 2. So that's one. We've also got.
Yeah, dude. I'm only reviewing 2 as we speak. Now that the Windlands 2 review is out, I'm reviewing 2.
Because that's how Sony does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they release a game and it's like one in, one out. So there's only ever one game on the library.
That's how it works. Good. Rod Pops in the chat. Good to see you, man. Yeah, man. Like, so listen, it's in the next. It's not a conversation worth having, right? Because again, people keep moving the goalpost. People straw man this thing to death. Nothing ever makes sense when I have this discussion with anybody else. And so it's like, man, we are fucking killing it on PSVR2. And if you don't think so, that's fine. That's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But to me, it just means, we haven't been paying close enough attention to the VR industry. And that's what it means to me. But hey, you know what? I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Fox Die Infected with the level 3 membership. What up, dude? Says dev guide for PSVR 2. 90 frames per second, PC port, dynamic foveated rendering, hybrid touch. Thank you. Here's my money. Bonus, add guns. It's like, for everything to be successful, just add guns and DFR, 90 frames per second, and dude, just flip those switches. You got a successful game.
And it plugs into your Tesla.
Oh, Jesus. That's great. That's great. All right, man. Let's move along here. Let's move along to the most important news of the day. Which clearly is that I Am Cat just got announced for PSVR 2. And I'm not kidding when I say this. Me and I see Tatum in the chat. Me and Tatum were literally having this conversation on Discord in voice chat, talking about this game. He had introduced it to me and said, "Dude, this looks like a game we need on PSVR 2." And it. Listen, we've gotten cat games before. Cat lateral damage comes to mind, but you had to like teleport around as a cat instead of jump around like a cat. Dude, this looks so fun. It maybe not a great game, but an awesome game to stream, an awesome game to like laugh about, and just like, get in there and try everything out. As game cats, I say we need to embrace this thing. It was funny because I had emailed the developers and said, "Hey, just saw the trailer for your game, I Am Cat, and it looks hilarious. It looks really fun. We'd love to have it on PSVR 2. Any chance of that happening?" And literally within 48 hours, the listing on the PlayStation Store popped up, and they emailed me and were like, "Oh, we are making a PSVR 2 version." I didn't have anything to do with that. Shit takes longer than 2 days to work, but it was very, very coincidental, is what I'm saying. Dude, you get to like run up a wall and get on a shelf. Like, this is the kind of shit I want in every game, right? Like, I just want to be. I want that freedom of locomotion, right? I was complaining about the infinite inside, where like I'm like teleport, and I'm like, you get to run up a wall and run up like the shelves and stuff. This is you can make fun of me if you want to, but like, I think this looks fun.
It has to have platinum trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Please have a platinum. Please,
and I hope it takes 45 hours to get it.
No.
Yep.
42
hours. It's the answer to everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot of questions about this game, but man, it's
going to be a great one to live stream. Someone I work with has been streaming it on the Quest, and his channel blew up, like not just because, but predominantly because of this game.
Yep.
He went from like 70,000 subscribers to 200,000 in like a week, and he'd had his account for years, and it was mainly because of the I Am Cat stuff, because it was just hilarious to watch. And that's the thing, is like, when you have those moments where you have games that are just really fun to live stream and clip, you're going to make stuff that everyone wants to check out. So yeah, I think I definitely want to watch Brian live stream I Am Cat. Has to happen.
Yep, I'm down too. Man, my microphone's being a real pain in the butt today. Ooh, now Ryan was saying the Skyclimb was the last new game he bought. That was like last week. This is very, very recent. Man, yeah.
Can I just say, when Sunday multiplayer Stilt
past Sunday,
was really good, really good. Because everyone we had a full server playing the Fall Guys mode, and It's just so good. But it just makes me think they need to add more levels. They need to have that level in like Fall Guys where you're on a platform and you got a spinning thing and everyone's having to jump over it every time it comes round and it speeds up faster and faster. They need stuff like that in Stilt would be amazing. But yeah, it was really good fun. Sunday multiplayer, get involved, people. It's really, really fun.
Do they have race modes yet? Because like they've got all the PvP
this is
stuff,
what we want.
like shooting and everything.
Yeah,
but yeah,
they need the race modes and obstacle course. Yeah, so many Fall Guys, and I know that it is in the pipeline. So it's going to breathe a whole new life into the game because I think it's phenomenal for its single player. Yeah. But this multiplayer could become a mode I will just go back to again and again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, I mean, I was in love with the single player mode, and then I got a bunch of friends together when I was reviewing it to play the multiplayer mode, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is going to be like some kind of little tacked on thing, and it was just so much fun to bounce around in the lobby with other people and just, and just smack them and shoot at them, and it just works. It just works, and yeah, the possibilities are endless. So I really do hope that I really do hope that enough people have bought this game that they continue to be able to support it and add new modes. Okay. Hey, we were talking about Alien a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that was the one segue we definitely missed.
Yeah, it's all good. This isn't massive news, but it's something to look forward to at least. Let me just get this trailer here. First gameplay, there it is. Yeah, it looks like is San Diego Comic-Con. We will be seeing new footage of Alien VR Rogue Incursion.
And it's going to be a double bill. I don't know if it's been done at the same time, but Alien Romulus is going to be there as well. So it seems like a great time for Alien fans. And actually, for that reason, I think it's going to be a good opportunity for encouraging people to check out VR, because you can imagine there's going to be a load of Alien fans there to see the movie, and it's like, oh, what's this Alien? What, a VR Alien game?
Yeah,
of course you're going to go and check it out. So having new footage, this has got to be footage that doesn't need to just be a teaser. It needs to be like, this is what it is to be in a VR Alien game. This is what it feels like, to sell it not just to us who are regular VR gamers, because we can kind of deduce a little bit from the teaser so far,
sure,
but to really sell it for people that have never tried VR before. Like, this is why you need to get a VR headset.
I like where your head's at, and I like where Servios and 20th Century Fox heads are at. Combining these into one kind of like one big thing. Cross promotion is always good. But is there any other Alien product, other Alien games, or anything that are releasing around the time of Romulus? This is it, right?
Now you said it, I'm like, is there anything else coming out?
This is perfect.
I think it is just these two. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, be the first to witness never before seen gameplay footage, and let's be fair, everything they've shown so far is not very much. So it's so pretty much anything they show will be never before seen gameplay footage. Exciting new reveals and behind the scenes look at what to expect from this action-packed horror game. I like that they keep bringing up horror. They're calling it an action horror game. They're saying action-packed horror here. This works really well. Do you expect to see like some uninterrupted 10-minute gameplay clip, or do you think we're just going to see a proper trailer or something like that?
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, it could just be a trailer. Maybe it is a trailer and then they do show a bit of gameplay, like one of the levels, like they show the trailer and go, and for you here, we're also going to be showing like a section in the game. Or if it is going to be a roguelike game, maybe just showing like the beginning of one of the runs. Post the first run where you have to die by a face hugger or something like that, as a lot of them are. So, yeah, because it's the whole thing, isn't it? I've always felt that when it comes to Alien movies, and I'm talking about modern, like Prometheus, Covenant, and obviously this, the marketing has always been excellent. I mean, technically, the final Alien Romulus trailer showed so much in there, but the director has said, "Oh, this barely scratches the surface." But there's things that happen in that trailer that you feel that seems like a really significant plot point, but it's barely scratching the surface, the director says. And so I would just like, and maybe that's why Servius has been very cautious with the gaming teasers, because they know that there is this alignment coming up, and it's strike when the iron's hot, when the buzz is about Romulus. Romulus comes out on the 16th of August. So what is that? Is 1, 2...
it's what, 3 weeks away?
3 weeks and 2 days, yeah. 3 weeks on Friday. So it's not far. And when is Comic-Con?
This week? Oh, is it?
Is it
this Saturday, July 27th? So it's like 3 days away. Yep.
Okay, and then the game is coming out. We only know it was coming out in the winter, right? Which is great. Something to build towards. It means it has its own marketing stint as well. But yeah, man,
King Cirky in the chat.
It's a good year to be Alien fans.
King Cirky in the chat says, "Wait, is the new Alien VR game a roguelite? Please tell me it's not." Listen, no, we don't know.
We don't know.
The answer is what? It's a terrible fucking name for a VR game, right? Because every single game we've gotten recently has been a roguelite. So like, why confuse the narrative? Why make people think that it is with the title of the game? Like, and so because I don't believe that it will be. I really don't think so. This game's seemingly been in development for like 4 years, which is about twice as long as most VR games. And roguelites tend to, not always, but tend to be the result of a developer wanting to make a bigger game than they're capable of, and forcing people to replay the same like procedurally generated levels and slowly upgrade their character. This is not a situation I think Servios has found themselves in. And so because of that, I think this is just a horrible messaging by calling your game something that it's not. If it turns out to be a roguelite, I will be disappointed no matter how good the game is, right? Because we've got the persistence. We don't need another persistence, although we do need persistence on PSVR2, Sirens on my end. So
man, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm someone who I do enjoy roguelites, but I'm always like, I'm happy to have other experiences. I think in the Alien universe, having a procedurally generated Alien game would be incredible. Yeah. Just so that every time it just the unpredictability of I've got into a room, and there's a load of face huggers here. Didn't expect that. It'll be kind of a AAA version of Cosmodread in some ways.
Right.
Those goddamn spiders, horrible.
Listen.
But things that's going to be absolutely horrific. Definitely don't need BHaptic support. Have a Xenomorph tapping you on the shoulder.
If it's a roguelite, it better be the best fucking roguelite we've ever played. That's all I got to say.
There we go.
But hopefully we'll know more. Hopefully we'll know more this Saturday. Because, and I don't know, I would love to know the biggest question I think that people have been asking once they see this tweet, once they get this information is, where else is this shit going to be shown? Like once Comic-Con is over, you're going to be sharing this on your socials. You're going to be sharing this on your YouTube channel. And I really hope that Servios is not the best team to work with. Like they're very, very quiet when it comes to content creators. And so maybe there'll be something on IGN, right? Maybe they're going for a bigger stage. So that's a possibility. But we'll be keeping our eyes and ears open so that we can, help point you guys to this when it gets out there past Comic-Con. All right. Yo. I was like, do we have any stories left? Yeah, we got the biggest story. And that is that we had a pretty big announcement this week. Wait, Are you creating the golden arches? Yeah. Is that what you're doing?
I guess it could be that. I was saying we're going into.
Oh.
No, the radius is from the center of the circle to the edge, isn't it?
I don't know. Geometry.
Yeah, it's from the center of the circle to the edge. That's the radius.
The whole thing is the diameter, right?
Diameter.
Okay,
radius.
Is the
circumference.
Oh, is the whole surface area?
Listen, GameCats, you're getting an education here. You don't need to go to school. You can come to GameCat. Hi.
They're all high.
So
no one cares.
Into the radius. Yeah. So a boring dance move, but okay.
Yeah. And as always, these announcements come to us in the worst possible way. Oh shit! we don't need this page still up. Here, we can take that down. There we go. Yeah, it comes to these announcements came in the worst possible way into the radius. We only know it's coming to PSVR2 because the trophies went live on PSN profiles, which is ridiculous. This is a really big announcement. This is a really big game. You know, when you bring up Into the Radius, people will point at it and say, "This is my favorite VR game ever made." And I played it for 2 hours today, Myles, just to see what all the fuss was about, and to have some idea what we were talking about today on the show. And
is there a lot of radiuses? Do you go to a lot of circles and you calculate the radius? Is there a bit of geometry in it, or
no?
No.
There's a lot of loot, and maybe at some point you find
a protractor.
Protractor, yeah.
Protractor, yeah.
Right. Maybe at some point you can draw circles, but it's dude.
Nice.
This is okay. So first of all, I played this on the Quest 3. I want to say that first and foremost. And so it's a little janky, but it looks pretty good, right? I'm sure the PC version is way better in every way, shape, and form. But I played a couple hours on the Quest 3, and it was really good, man. It's really good. Like, for people who are excited about Ghost of Tabor and maybe need some training, this might be the game that you want to train on, because this is a single player, as Wes called it. When I was telling him I was going to play it, he's like, "It's very cool." He's like, "You're gonna need some time to really understand how it works. You're gonna need some time to understand the mechanics and to really get into it and get a feel for it." And so that's why, man, I wish I had time to play it for 5 hours today, because like I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. And so Wes called it a single player extraction shooter. And that's exactly what it is. This does actually feel very similar to Ghost of Tabor, but just single player. So I'm glad this is coming soon, and maybe it'll give us some training for Ghost of Tabor. It's the kind of stuff, Myles, where like it's not just about being like, oh, eject your clip and put a new magazine in your pistol. It's not just that. It's never just that, right?
Yeah.
It's eject the clip and hold both buttons so that you can pull it out, and then grab your ammo and then like bullet by bullet put it back into the magazine and then slam it back in, and then it's not working. Make sure you turn off your safety, and then it's not working. So like cock it again to unjam it, right? And then you're like, now you're dead, because that's all the shit you were trying to do.
Now you're dead, yeah.
As something was attacking you. And so it's like, for people who really like things that are VRAF, and like when they like their gun games to be ultra realistic, this is the game for you. There's so much going on. You get a backpack just Saints and Sinners style. Actually, it's Ghost of Tabor style, but I think more of our viewers are familiar with Saints and Sinners. You pull your backpack off and you just start loading it up, and it's all about bringing a bunch of shit back with you. It's all about looting. It's all about scavenging, right? And like, how much shit can I grab and bring back with me that'll help me next time I go out? And of course, if you go out with your really good stuff and you die, you fucking lose that shit. So I mean, there is consequence here. And man, all I got to say is I cannot wait to play this at, fingers crossed, 90 frames a second, right? Silky smooth. And maybe seeing some of the more enhanced like shadows or that kind of stuff, the enhanced lighting that would come from the PC VR version. This is so exciting. And I don't know how excited I would have been if I didn't play it for a couple hours today, but like all I kind of want to do right now, Myles, is put the Quest 3 back on and keep playing, because I'm having a blast with it. Although the last time I went out, I lost my shit, and I don't know if it's going to be easy to get another shotgun or not. So
I didn't know if you meant that figuratively or literally. So it turned out literally.
I mean, I was yelling. So I guess I technically was losing my shit. But I find myself in that exact same environment. Literally mission number 2, right? The first So the first mission, the only enemies you really encountered.
Was it episodic? There are levels, like
missions. And you accept missions, and some are like, more important than others, and you select what you want to go do. And dude, so the first mission, taking it easy on you, like saying, go into this it's kind of like this weird open worldish big area, and it's like go and get this thing and bring it back, right? Go and retrieve this thing. Very simple. But the enemies are. Have you seen It Follows?
I haven't.
Okay, so the thing in It Follows is just this person that walks at you pretty slowly, but it's like it won't stop, right? Like it just walks in a straight line toward you. And so like you can keep running, like, like wait for it to get near you and then like run away and keep your distance. Not not super threatening, but very stressful, hearing the footsteps of this thing that's coming closer and closer and closer to you. And I think on level 1 there's just one of them. And then level 2, there's like, oh shit, not only are there 3 of them, there's this thing that is not slowly walking at you. It's like this spider enemy that's like jumping at you. And I'm like, I've got I didn't figure out how to load my shotgun before I left my bunker. And so my shotgun was useless. I was like, oh man, I should have figured this shit out. I should have figured this shit out before I left. And then I died, and I was like, oh man, like I got to do GAMESCAST. I haven't actually, I didn't take the time to learn this thing. So there's a lot to it. I just learned how to like clean my guns. Like the guns have all this shit going on. And so like you actually like take a toothbrush and clean the outside of it. You've got there's so much stuff. Again, for the people who love really realistic gunplay and know anything about gun care and cleaning your guns, like they're gonna have a field day with this. And for people like me who don't care about that, I was absolutely shocked that I was like, okay, what else? Teach me everything. Teach me everything there is. And again, I was like, well, this is the kind of stuff I need to know. I need to know before I play Ghost of Tabor, right? And then actually, there's even bigger consequences with multiplayer.
That's exactly it. I was actually, while you were mentioning It Follows, I just looked at a clip online, and it was a bit where this big guy enters the room, and I was like, oh, that is pretty creepy. I played a bit of Ghost of Tabor on Quest, just to sort of get my head around it ahead of PSVR2, and long tutorial. Yep. And halfway through the tutorial, I'm like, I've already forgotten the first bit I learned. And it's clearly going to be a game that you learn to get the feel of it, and it's going to take a lot of iterations. And so for all the reasons you mentioned, having that in a single player game where you can go at your own pace, I think it's going to be great and will get you in the right headspace before going to something like Ghost of Tabor, which I am super hyped for as well.
Yeah, big time. I'm nervous about Ghost of Tabor because I feel like I'm going to need minimum 30 hours in that game before I can even feel confident I can start reviewing it. And so, then you're always dealing with like short lead times. Developers send you their games like a couple days before game comes out, and you're like, I got to play nonstop for 2 days straight. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about Tabor, but this is great. Also, for anybody who's more familiar with this game than I am, I've already seen some comments in the chat. For example, here it is. Stuart Montgomery in the chat says, Into the Radius is simply amazing. What a game. I cannot wait. 10 out of 10. So it's like I said, people who have played this game understand it's very deep, it's very involved. There's a lot going on. It's everything I want from a VR game, and maybe more than I want. But again, I'm ready to learn. And but again, there's more going on here than meets the eye. Ghost of Tabor. Into the Radius 2 is, I believe, in early access or in beta right now on PC. And that's multiplayer. That's a bigger expanded version of this. So the hope, of course, is that like this sells well, and CM Games is happy with the results on PSVR2, and eventually that means we get the sequel at some point, right? I'm in no rush for it, right? We've got Ghost of Tabor coming out. We've got this game coming out, and so I'm totally cool if it takes a little while. I don't care if we don't have the sequel for another year or something. But yeah, this is single player for anyone's curious. Thank you, Tatum. He says it's he says it came out today, early access. Nice. So anyway, the point of all this is that the trophy list went live on PSN profiles. That's how we find out about some of these games coming out to PSVR 2 before they're officially announced.
They have a platinum.
It does have a platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
Probably not going to get it, but
I mean, yeah, I feel like you got to be pretty determined to get this platinum. This is not an easy game. I feel like you got to be pretty determined just to beat the game. Forget about the platinum, but very, very exciting. Yeah, I'm trying not to say anything I shouldn't say, but I will say that like usually when you see a trophy list pop, you've got about 2 weeks before the game comes out. I feel like it's gonna be a little longer than that. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit longer than that for this one.
Breaking news. It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Breaking news.
Breaking news is 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks. Brian has confirmed. Breaking news. 2 weeks.
Wonderful. All right.
who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. I don't. I
Nice.
mean, hey,
No.
listen. I don't have an official release date. I don't.
Which is what he has to say, or else he'd get sued. So yeah, but
Yeah.
it is 2 weeks. Brian has confirmed it's 2 weeks.
Is that how it works? I don't think I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. No.
No idea.
The Marvel Sod with a $50 tip. Trying to show everyone up. I see. Says
Wow.
I'll try to check out Alien when I'm at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. Whoo! I have to run to see a screening of Deadpool and Wolverine in Hollywood. Woo! Let's fucking go. Stay awesome, everyone. I'll catch up on the stream tonight. Marvel Sod, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you everyone who donates and keeps the channel alive. We really, really appreciate you.
The only thing I would say about Deadpool Wolverine, and like I do like Marvel movies. I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, but the impressions I've heard from the reviewers that have seen it already have said it's at the level of like mind-blowing surprises of Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'm not even going to say why that is for those that haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, but it was the first movie I went to the cinema to see when the world started opening up after the pandemic, and it was rammed. Well, everyone was wearing masks. It was rammed, which is like, on the one, this is great, but also like, oh, there's COVID, like everyone's here. And yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home was one of the most incredible cinema experiences I've ever been a part of, which is probably how a lot of people felt with Avengers Endgame, because I wasn't really tied into Marvel around that time, but I know for people that had stuck with all the movies, it was an amazing coming together. Spider-Man No Way Home had a different kind of sort of connection with me. But yeah, the new Deadpool movie, if you're thinking, if you like Deadpool movies or like the MCU, you're in for a treat, is what the word on the street is. The Deadpool VR game would be awesome. Until we get that Wolverine Insomniac game in VR.
Breaking news from our good friend Rypop. He says that he should show me a screenshot with Callum from the SciTech Games team about Windlands. They're talking about the headset haptics for Windlands 2, trying to keep it as subtle as possible. But they said they'll explore looking into a slider that'll adjust how intense the haptics are. Interesting.
You don't want subtle. You want like a full-on head concussion.
Yeah. I mean,
you want to take that headset off of me bleeding out your ears and go, yeah, that was it. That was immersive.
You played Overdark, right? Remember going up the rickety elevator in Overdark and like it was like, oh my god, the world's ending.
Yeah. The best haptic use headset rumble use is Madison. This isn't spoilery. But you listen to a cassette about what possession is, like what the symptoms are of possession, and it's of like your vision goes blurry, you get headaches and stuff, and then as you walk down the corridor, you get blurry vision, but you start getting the headset rumble pulses, so you literally feel like you're getting a migraine. And I was like, that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible.
Myles, next story, kind of 2 stories in one here. And I'm so glad that you're my co-host while we get to talk about this. It does not seem like Midnight Works is gone.
Oh, they come back, have they?
Well, it's funny because after you single-handedly got their shit taken off of the PlayStation Store, right? Everyone remembers, help me out, it was Chris Payne Hero, right? That was their roguelite game. And then
Chris Payne Hero.
and then his Run or Die VR was their Mirror's Edge or Stride inspired one.
But dude, if you're gonna, sorry,
Here we go.
have some respect.
Yep.
If we have some respect, if you're gonna name a game, use its full name. So repeat after me, Brian Gunn. Chris Payne Hero VR. Come on.
Chris Payne Hero VR.
Roguelite.
Light.
Dungeon. Shooter. Simulator. There we go.
Okay.
That was the full name.
And then
the
Run or Die had a long one too, right? Big old girthy one.
Oh yeah. It was Run or Die VR. Real parkour quest simulator game.
And then, but okay, so here's the rub here. It's like the game that we should have had by now, right? The Among Us clone was it was an Alien Imposter VR
Space Imposter. I think it was Space Imposter.
Space. Yeah. What was the full name?
Oh man,
Space. Here it is. I got it. Thank you, Reddit. Somebody. This is great. Somebody wrote on Reddit. This is the huge news. Spaceship Imposter VR multiplayer deduction simulator Among game announced. Thank you, Fat Boy, on Reddit for
these games were titled by someone that's done like a level 1 course on SEO optimization,
right?
And they just read the line, use keywords. All right then. Every keyword. Oh my god!
Yeah, so
well,
anyway,
they seem to have moderated it with their new game.
Well,
they've gone with 4 words.
Yeah. Well, hold on. So I think it was fascinating that somehow getting their game coming off of the store prevented them somehow. I'm assuming there's a connection here. Prevented them from getting Space Imposter, Alien, in Among Us game, whatever the fuck it was called. That never came out.
No. Well, I can't play Chris Payne Hero anymore. It's literally been locked out of my. And anyone that's ever bought it is been locked out.
Wow.
There's people that were pissed off with me going, I bought it and now I can't play it.
You should be thanking Myles for not.
Yeah.
No. So anyway, so listen, that was by Midnight Works SRL, and then coincidentally, a game that looks very suspicious.
Was it SRL back then?
Yeah,
because the SRL looks new to me. Or was it SRL back then as well?
I believe it was SRL, and so but the new it used to be Midnight Works, and now it's Midnight Games. And so is this their workaround? Is this their way to convince Sony? No. It's like Homer Simpson wearing a mustache. No. Right?
But they'd already changed the name once. Because when you looked at their socials, they already had 2 different Twitter accounts with different names. So
this wasn't a big deal for them. They were like, okay, just pull the switch and we're going to go to the next name.
Yeah.
All right.
Get the SEO generator. What's the next one on the list, right? That's what we're going to be called. Yeah.
Here's what I hate, Myles, is that the big banner image actually looks appealing. Like this jungle actually looks good for Paleo Caveman Tag VR. I was like, man, this makes me want to play it. But you know what it is? Just like they're just trying to capitalize on Gorilla Tag, obviously. But here's where shit gets even crazier. It's a fucking PSVR 1 game.
Yeah, well, Chris Payne Hero was on Nintendo Switch.
But
I think it ran better on there.
But Nintendo Switch has an audience. There's like everybody who's still using their PSVR 1 is like, you know, like we're literally talking like at best they're going to get double-digit sales on this. Features different game modes. The Hunt, where you track down and tag unique targets in a thrilling pursuit through the jungle. Paint Brawl, engage in epic paintball battles using slingshots to outwit your opponents. Survival of the fittest, outrun rival cavemen or strategize to maneuver and tag them first.
And can I just say, this is not multiplayer. This is one player. That is. This sounds like
it says social gatherings, join public jungle sessions, or create private
They do
rooms.
this, man. They lie on their other games. They talked on Chris Payne Hero that like every time you play, it's a different experience, and like all these things you can unlock, and like you couldn't. It says it's a one-player game because I was like, oh, okay, so there's some multiplayer. No,
Yeah,
this is you running around with bots.
It does say one player. Wow.
And look,
a bunch of fucking
join
liars.
public jungle sessions or create private rooms to hang out and play with friends. Okay, so maybe it is multiplayer.
But again, in their own description on the PlayStation Store, it says one player. And it says offline play enabled. It says nothing about how many people you can play with. This is nonsense. And if this wasn't bad enough, Myles.
Uh-oh.
Let me show you.
I'm playing it. I am going to play it. When it comes out, GameCats, as soon as it comes out, I will do a Let's Play. And let's see how quickly we can get it taken off the store.
Right.
There'll be a world record for that.
That wasn't bad enough. Now, this is 404 Games, which is not an inspiring development name, team name. 404 is not like the error you get when you go to a website that doesn't exist anymore. Grand Rush VR Highway Car Traffic Racing Simulator. The SEO is back, baby. And guess what?
Whoa, Brian. I think you read that wrong. I think you were just jumbling the words up. Can you? It sounded like you were just jumbling random words together. What's it called?
Grand Rush VR.
Yeah.
Highway Car Traffic Racing Simulator.
Oh, okay. It does have a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
I have to say the photos look amazing.
Dude, they do.
Looks really high quality.
Right?
Doesn't look AI generated at all.
Not even in the slightest. Oh my god, dude. Again,
how is this allowed?
Again, another PSVR1 title, another one-player game. It says offline play enabled. Let's see if they lie about the multiplayer features here too.
This is definitely the same company.
Yeah, 404 Games.
Yep. I'm looking at the. Yeah, it is. It's written in the same way, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Bro,
it must be. Crazy. Let's find out 404 Games. Let's do some investigating. Okay, I'm going to their website. Okay, they got a website. Okay, yeah. Well, that's good. Oh, dude, their website's pretty good actually. And what's interesting?
Yeah.
Okay, check out. I'll put it on Discord.
You want to send me the link? Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Let me. And you can submit your own game.
Does it just come up with a 404 error when I go to this?
In the top left, it's cool. It says not found. We create, we publish. Contact us.
Here it comes.
Home Office Simulator.
We're a game dev studio, and we publish games.
But this is the same as what Midnight Games does. They just say we're going to port it to VR. Does it work? Well, we don't know, but we're going to publish it on VR.
Wow. So listen, people have claimed shovelware again and again. You know, when certain games come out, like Super Death Game Show, they're like, "Oh, this is the definition of shovelware." I don't believe that. I do believe somebody who was making Super Death Game Show said, "I want to make something different and fun and interesting," and you know, they just didn't succeed at that. They made something different and interesting, but it wasn't fun. That I don't think that's the definition of shovelware. I think these guys are the definition of shovelware. Like, they know what they're doing, right? And they're just putting shit out. But yeah, Alejandro D said these screenshots all look AI generated.
Guys, don't say that there aren't games on PSVR2. Jacob in the chat, you saying there's no PSVR2 games? There are. Paleo Caveman Tag and Grand Rush VR Highway Car Traffic Racing Simulator.
Jacob's not here. He's too busy playing his free-to-play Gorilla Tag on Quest 2. All right, like, let's be fair.
He's too busy publishing his next 404 Games title.
Love it. All right. That's amazing. I can't wait to find some trailers.
Crime Colossus in the chat says maybe they're just improving quickly. True. Who are we to judge? This might be a Game of the Year contender. It might make it on our top 25.
Listen, when Sin Studios put out Wraith, their first game, and then Perfect Sniper, and then maybe their worst game, which was, anybody fucking remember what that first-person shooter was called that Sin Studio put out? It was terrible. Warzone. It was just called Warzone. We all looked at them and we're like, these guys are fucking scammers, right? Like, and so, but then they ended up making Swordsman, and you know, and they've got big plans for the future, and their team is getting bigger, and they're ramping up and making good shit. So, you know, anything's possible. these games could be good, but I had the same feeling about Run or Die. I said, you know what? I'm gonna fucking play it because this is the kind of game that I want in VR. It's just fucking terrible. We can only get burned so many times before we stop. We lose all enthusiasm, lose all optimism for what these guys have to offer. So that's it. It's it. But very interesting that it's only coming to PSVR 1. Very interesting that that it's coming from Midnight Games instead of Midnight Works, 404 Games instead of Midnight Works. Very crazy. Very crazy. Myles, do you have a game picked out for the 5-minute challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And it can't be a game that's been taken off. Taken off the store.
Only fair. Yep. It's only fair.
So just, yeah. Oh, it's 5 minutes. You can ask as many questions. So I don't even have to note down how many you've asked.
No, you just have to answer questions quickly, which for some of my co-hosts seems to be a bigger challenge than guessing the actual game.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Let me just choose one. Any game? Could be any game.
I mean, any PSVR 1 or PSVR 2 game that's actually out, available to purchase on the PlayStation Store.
That's interesting. It's interesting. There's actually quite considering we said there was only 2 games earlier. I'm seeing more than that. Yeah.
This game used to be so much easier when Windlands 2 was the only PSVR 2 game.
I know.
Yep.
It's amazing how things can escalate so quickly over the course of a show.
Everything has changed.
All right.
Everything's different.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're ready. I think we're ready.
All right. You think we're ready? On your mark.
I don't know.
On my mark. Get this. Everybody in the chat need help. Let's do it. Go. Is this on P? You know what? Fuck that question. Did we? Did we mention the name of this game on today's show?
No.
That's a first. Okay. Is it a good game?
More specific, please.
Did you like this game?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But what does that mean?
That
could mean anything.
Is it a PSVR 1 game?
Exactly. No.
Okay, so PSVR 2. Is this a roguelite?
No.
Okay. Is it sci-fi?
No.
Is it horror?
No.
Is it a sports-like game?
No.
Okay.
Not like a roguelike or a sports-like. No.
Okay. Is it based on an IP?
No.
Not IP. There's a lot of no's. Is it a rhythm game? Thank you, Tiff.
No.
I'm just gonna stop writing shit down. Is it a shooter? Do you shoot stuff in this game?
Yeah.
Okay. Thankfully. Thank you, Markio. We got that. Do you shoot realistic weapons in this game? Our real world, real life analogs, not sci-fi, not. Yeah. Oh my god, why is this a question? Okay.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, that was strange. Can't be shooting for you. Remember, guys, PSVR 2 game. All we know is that it's a shooter that Myles likes, and he giggled. Okay, that's a good question, Niles Ryan. Do you shoot with guns?
Yeah.
Can you also shoot with a bow and arrow?
No.
Can you shoot with magic?
No.
It's mostly guns.
Yeah.
Okay. Did Perp publish this game?
No.
Okay, and that eliminates a few things. Is there multiplayer? Thank you, Bob Zarkov.
No.
Is it? Wait, did we already ask if it's multiplayer? We just asked if it's multiplayer, and it's not multiplayer.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay. It can't be the Cactus game because we talked about that on today's show. Is it on sale?
Yes.
Okay, so that narrows it down to 70 games. It can't be Cave Digger 2 Behemoth because that was also on PSVR 1. Is it there's no multiplayer, so it can't be Crossfire, Silver Nexus. Can't be Alvo. That was on PSVR 1. Oh, no, Hubris. I already asked if it's sci-fi. It's not sci-fi. Can't be Hubris. Wow, this is okay. Tiff is asking, are you on Rails?
Yep.
You are. You're on Rails. Okay. So it's got to be what the hell's the name of that game? Not Headshot. That's the PSVR 1. It's Operation Serpents. Is it on sale for $2?
No.
It's not Operation Serpents. Yeah, there's zombies in this game. Thank you, Henry.
No.
So definitely not Serpents. What the fuck? How did I just lost everything? I'm like,
ask more questions about the sort of shooting game it is. I don't know.
Is it? It can't be Operation Wolf. It's not based on an IP. All right, Jacob's asking if it's Switchback. So are you in a roller coaster?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. What games are like roller coasters, you guys? Operation Wolf is an IP. Can't be that.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there. You're getting close with that questioning. I'm giving clues here.
Gun Club was on PSVR 1, Evan, but thank you. Oh my God. Are you on a train in this game?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not, it can't be Gazzlers because Gazzlers was definitely a roguelite. Like, very roguelite. You said not roguelite, right?
Yeah.
All right, I've only 10 seconds left, so I'm just going to guess. Is it Gazzlers?
No.
Myles, what game is this?
It is. You actually talked about it last week. You said it was Chain Trace.
Oh my God.
Chain Trace.
Yeah, once we figured out it was on a train, you'd think I would have figured this shit out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When I played it, it was post-launch, and I think there was a lot of issues at launch that they fixed.
Yep.
Look, and this is why I said, like, I had good fun with it. It's an indie game, someone's first game. I actually think it's a good game to put people in as their first VR experience. Not because it's like showing it at its best, but like does the trick. It's kind of cute and simple, but like, yeah.
Train Chase is an example of just because there's nothing wrong with it doesn't make it a good game. That's how
true.
I feel about it. It's so basic that like I wouldn't recommend it to somebody playing for the first time. I would recommend putting someone in Pistol Whip on easy, right? And being like,
that's true.
There's your rail shooter, and you get the awesome visual effects, you get the awesome haptics. But yeah, hey, listen, I should have gotten this. We just talked about.
That's why I shrugged it. Good game, and it was like, did you enjoy it? Yeah. but what does that fucking mean? When Myles enjoys something, that is not a good thing to base any opinion on, because I don't like Koi, and obviously it's a good game. So you know, obviously, Brian,
you're just not pervy enough to like it, Myles.
I know, that's it. Yep. I'm just not open-minded enough.
It's a problem.
No, it's a me. That's what I said to them in the game. Hi, can we get cherry and blossom and blah blah blah? And I was like, it's not you, it's me. It's me backed in a corner right now, feeling really uncomfortable. It's my problem, clearly.
Right. The only thing that's going to make me feel better. I'll just keep that to myself.
Okay.
Guys, thank you for hanging out. It's definitely...
Whoa. No, let's write in the game feline. Says, Myles enjoyed Towers and Powers. So what's the matter with that?
Yeah, Towers and Powers is good.
Decent.
Yeah. Wait. Niles Ryan doesn't like Towers and Powers? Dude, the number of things that Niles Ryan goes to bat for that, like, are just really, really rough. Like, listen, Ryan, I fucking love you, dude, right? I really do. But, like, you go to bat for the worst fucking things. Like, you're not going to go to bat for Towers and Powers? Really? We're having a talk later. All right. Daddy's
I almost jumped back into that game the other day, but then I was like, it's one of those games of if you just stop, if you pick up from where you were before, I'm gonna be terrible at it. You need to start from the beginning and learn it again.
You do. For $2, it's worth
Yeah.
picking. Or sorry, like $1.60 or $1.70 or something in the chat.
I didn't realize the sale is still on.
Yeah.
Anyone watching right now, if you don't own Stilt, it's $2.
Yep.
Get it. Get Stilt. It is.
Also, anyone watching right now that hasn't watched my sale videos, dude.
Oh shit.
Those I've got 2 sale videos recommending each of the games that are on sale right now. 70 games reviewed, and each video is like 12 minutes long, so it's 24 minutes to go through 70 games. Like, dude, that shit took so much work, and like, I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see where the views end up, but like sometimes
I'm gonna watch it after this and give it a like. And if you're on Reddit, share it on Reddit because it'll do well if it's on Reddit.
So sometimes I usually don't care too much about views. I don't care too much about like subscriber counts, and I don't care too much about. I don't care too much about.
He does.
What? Yeah, I
He
do.
does care. He has charts on his walls.
I don't-
If you turn the camera, you can just see a
Yeah.
massive wall of all these charts and diagrams
Yeah, that's exactly it.
and pentagrams.
Pentagrams, yeah, card carrying member. But there's but when the exception to that rule is that when so much work goes into videos like this, I really do need to see views for me to be like, okay, well, everyone liked it last time. Enough people watched it last time to make it worth my while. Those games like took like my entire weekend. Or those videos took my entire weekend. It was insane, and I got other shit to do, man. Like I got 2 other reviews I'm working on right now. So like, I do appreciate all the love. Some people left so many great comments. The people who watched it really liked it, and so I love you guys, and I appreciate all the positive feedback you gave me. I just need to make sure it's worth my while in the future to keep doing them. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Guys, go subscribe to Myles. Go check out the live stream he did today about movies that he's watched, movies he wants to watch, movies that you guys want to watch. It's all about movies. So was the beginning of this show.
Yep.
Go subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to Wes at Virtual Strangers. Subscribe to AJ at PSVR Underground. Dude, lots and lots of good stuff on the way. For anybody who's not like, keeping the ear to the ground and keeping an eye on upcoming releases, it's about to get crazy, and it's not going to let up until like January. The next, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12, next 5 months, maybe next 5 months are just going to be crazy. Like, and honestly, like if most of the games that are coming out end up being good, it might be the best 5 months VR has ever seen. It's, there's no other way to put it. There's just so much good stuff happening over the next 5 months. So get ready. It's going to be a wild ride. Myles, thank you so much for being here. I love you dearly. Thank you all the cats.
Brother.
Appreciate everyone who supports the channel financially. Patreon.com/withoutparole over here by being a member, over here by tipping. Everyone who's in the chat, keeping us entertained while we try to keep you entertained. RIPOP for putting this up on podcast services of your choice. Rody, who does the timestamps usually immediately after the show. However, the dude is performing. I don't know if it's at an open mic or what, but he is performing some music tonight. It's his first performance in a while. It's been a while. And what are you doing? What?
Sorry, I was just cleaning my camera. It had a little bit of dust on it, so I was just.
I'm like, it's blowing right in my eye, dude. Not
Sorry.
Not cool.
It's horrible.
Yeah. See, now you know how I feel.
Bad.
Right?
Sorry, Brian.
Just trying to
It
close
won't
out the
happen
show, and you interrupted.
Sorry,
everything.
Mr. Pooh. It won't
It's
happen
crazy.
again. Sorry, Mr. Pooh. Where were you?
Anyway, shout out to Rody and RIPOP, and of course all the moderators that make my life better every single day, and of course everybody who sits back and watches the show and doesn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there, and we love you just as much. Here it is, you guys. It's clip of the week from our good friend Andrew Ehrenreich, who just hit 200 followers on Twitter. Check out this awesome Bulletstorm footage. Let's go. Henry D in the chat says the stare on Miles' face knowing that he has to play all of these games. Hey, you should see the stare on my face knowing I have to review all these games.
Oh,
It's gonna be nuts, dude. It's so sometimes you just have to like decide like what's the more important game to review. I only have time to take care of one of these this week or whatever, and you just have to let shit slide.
This
And
week.
I hate that. Like you guys know I hate that, right? Because I want to be the channel that reviews everything, especially the shitty tiny games that you need to know why to avoid them. But I just don't have that kind of time. So trying to find time for all of the crazy, single A games that are coming our way over the next few months is going to be nuts. For your sake, Miles, I hope you have fun with them, right? I hope you're not stressing about all the games coming our way. I hope you say, man, this is great. We actually have good games coming. Embrace says Brian bites for 6 months. That'd be great. Everything's a Brian bite suddenly. You're excited,
yeah.
right?
I mean, I think. Yeah, no. Oh, honestly, it's going to be so great. And the tweet you did this week about all the games, we are in for a real treat, which just goes at odds of how we were feeling just weeks ago. And I think on the thing about just enjoying games, that's really how I felt with Gran Turismo 7. Was like this week I've just had no time really to chill or do anything, but just sitting in the chair, doing a couple of races.
Yeah,
I was just like, this is nice. It's actually kind of therapeutic. So I'm looking forward to diving into the other games. And also, I think even like anxiety isn't always very overt. Like, oh, I'm feeling anxious. Sometimes it's like this invisible barrier that's stopping you from doing stuff. And I think a part of me trying to get back into doing these PSVR2 live streams, it's not just like, oh, I'm just going to start doing it again. When you've not done it for a while, setting up all the equipment, making, knowing how you're going to lay it out and do everything. It's been a while. You're going to get a copyright strike now from that one little clip.
I deserve it.
But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting into that rhythm, and I'll start enjoying doing the live streams again. Maybe I'll start doing like 3 on a weekend day or something to help me catch up with it, because yeah, the list is definitely building up quite a lot.
Hell yeah. Twitcher in the chat says, Arcane Age hype. Hell yeah, man. We didn't even talk about Arcane Age today, but they are doing great with beta testing, and obviously it looks like that they are just rocketing towards the finish line. They had their head down for so long with Arcane Age. So exciting. So hopefully we'll be talking about that one like next month. It's very possible we'll be seeing that one in August. So fingers crossed, everybody. Thank you. You all rock. We love you so much.